So, it's, I can't even remember what day of the Advent Challenge it is, but today's Sawtooth Pregnancy, and I've actually got a good friend of mine, so I've cheated a bit with the public opinion, just because, look, there's a baby in the pram right there, there's a mother right here, and she has the most amazing pregnancy story to tell. So I'm going to kind of hand you over to Elaine to give you a little bit of background.
Oh, hi, yeah, it took me and my husband 5 years to get Eleanor here. Quite a good story. Well, it's obviously a very happy ending. Well, we tried for a baby for about a year and nothing was happening, so went to the doctors and they said, well, why would you consider going and looking into IVF? So that's what we did. Time went on and we thought, well, nothing's happening, so let's just go for it. And then we had 3 unsuccessful attempts at IVF, which is really, it's such an emotional thing. It's very, very, very up and down, especially obviously when it didn't work. Then we thought, well, after 3 attempts, do we keep going, because it's such an expensive thing to do, and you think money shouldn't come into it, but there's no guarantees of IVF at all. You can't say that, yeah, we're definitely going to have a child, and you think, well, how many more times do we try? So my husband was adopted himself, so he put the idea forward to me, and he was really up for it, obviously having been through the system himself. So I thought, well, if I go for the adoption, it's like I'm giving up trying to have my own flesh and blood, and of course that's all you ever want to do, have your own flesh and blood. I thought, well, you know what, I'm not getting any younger now. I was approaching my late 30s by then. So I thought, I don't want to waste any more time, so we went for it, and we're about 3 or 4 months into the adoption process. Luckily we hadn't met any children or anything like that, and it got to a couple of days before New Year's Eve. I thought, yes, my body is doing some strange things here. I'm getting this really heightened sense of smell, and I knew that was definitely a sign of being pregnant, but I thought, no, it can't be. After all this time, it can't be. And lo and behold, a few days later, I took a pregnancy test, and it was positive straight away, and we're just completely dumbstruck by it all.
And this is amazing. The fabulous result. So how does that make you feel about your own body when you were going through those experiences?
Well, do you know what? I put my body through so much to get to where we are now. Especially with the IVF, and I had to inject myself with hormones and God knows what. I would practically, I'd do anything that I could to get pregnant, and I was focused on what I had to do. Whatever the doctors told me to do, I would do it. And I know what the disappointment could be, but I was prepared just to sort of blank things out and just go for it, really. So
sorry, helping up a step with a pram.
But I think inwardly, I didn't realise the stress I was causing on my body. I mean, outwardly, I'm quite, I'd say quite a practical, quite a strong person emotionally, but obviously anyone's got their breaking point. I think my body just wasn't coping with, this is the pressure, IVF, this has got to work, this has got to work, and when it didn't, it was a very big breakdown. My body would just have to recover and go back to normal. You have to wait about 6 months before you can try it again as well. But it was all in the name of trying to get where we are today, and for it to happen naturally. And I had such a fantastic pregnancy. I was so lucky, and I'm 40 now, and I just thought I'm going to have so many complications, but I didn't at all. Just had a bit of morning sickness, and
nice.
Yeah, felt good.
Nice.
Felt good.
So obviously this is such an amazing story. Do you have any words for anyone else out there that is trying for a baby and maybe can't, or what they're obviously upset that their bodies aren't doing what they want them to do? Do you have any particular advice that you would give anyone?
Well, for me, I was never told that it was going to be an impossibility to have children. And if there's any chance that it's going to happen, with whatever help you can get, and I know money is a big issue with IVF anyway, that's one way of doing it, but adoption is such an amazing thing to do for any child, then I'd say just really go for it. Life's too short. If you want a baby, and you know you really want a baby, then you'll do anything you can to try and do that. And like I've just had a miracle happen to me. Really, I'm so lucky.
I bet that makes you feel pretty good about your body.
Yes, it does.
Well, thank you very, very much for your time. Do you have any quick words? Clearly not. Okay, that's Nick signing off.